was born and raised in one of the most notorious cults in modern history. It was an apocalyptic, very bad cult that believed in a lot of harm to children, so I'm going to keep my words soft. But this is such a great question. Even though I was born and raised under this rock and I never had access to the outside world, and obviously children don't consent, adults choose to join these things. They are free to make kooky choices. Children born and raised under the rock that don't have access to an outside world, that's their only normal. That's what's known to them. So I have very little, if any, sympathy for any grown-ass adult who should have known better, but I do advocate for children and to this day train law enforcement to combat child exploitation and trafficking. So in order to solve problems, we need to understand them. And I'm big into psychology and the patterns that play out because we need to understand them in order to help the real victims, not only identify who is a real victim, but also understand the psychology of what's going on here. So in my situation, I was 20 years old living in Mexico. I was born in Brazil. Although my parents are American, I was born and raised all over the world. I had just turned 20 years old. And around this time, I had started asking a lot of questions. If I could summarize my answer to you, it's that I started asking questions. And then I asked more questions. Now, first, let's unpack some patterns here with cults and a lot of religious organizations. Often, usually, generally, always, questions are highly discouraged and or they're met with some sort of blanket statement like because God's word said so or because you have to take it by faith. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Asking questions doesn't just mean being satisfied with some kind of answer like that. It means fact-checking truth. It means questioning things. It means picking them apart. And to this day, I have a very analytical mind. And to this day, a response like, because God said so, is not going to do it for me because I want to dig in and find truth. Now, I was born and raised in a religious cult. I was gaslit and lied to my entire life. So yes, I have trust issues. And yes, I need facts. I need information. I need to pick it apart and analyze it and find all the different ways that it could or could not work. That's just how my mind works. What I'm encouraging people to do, especially if you're trying to deconstruct something that was fed to you, but that you're not sure is truth, or you're evaluating why you believe something. Let's start there. I encourage you to do that. No matter what your belief is, we're talking religion or, scientific or whatever it is, if you believe something strongly, if you are living your life according to a certain belief, I do want you to have the answer to why. You don't need to give me that answer, but I want you to know your why. You believe this, why? What does it do for you? Because someone said to, because your family always have, or is it because you actually maintain that belief? Why? There's not a wrong or right answer to that question, but if you don't have an answer,